Yeah.
But I also feel like my advice for this person is that you're starting out a relationship with a lot of drama. Like, this is a lot to process.
Is she gonna be in his life forever?
Is he really going to cut ties? Is he just going to tell you that he's going to cut ties,
so he
but
can
then he
financially
doesn't?
move in with you to have somewhere to stay?
Yeah, like, are you going to be financially responsible for him? Or, like, who's going to kind of pick up the pieces there?
Number, taking a name, you coded the door, and welcome to the game.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Dear Dilemma. On today's episode, we have quite the dilemma.
We sure do.
We sure do.
We've read this one before, so.
We do. We do read them before, obviously, planning, but this... take it away, Hannah.
It's a doozy. Okay. So I've been dating this guy for 2 months that just seems really perfect, and I'm already starting to fall for him. But I just met his pseudo mom last weekend. She's about 20 years older than him, and they kissed on the lips in front of me as they said goodbye. Something felt off. Like, the kiss almost seemed a little more than a peck, despite... I'm so cringy. Okay. I need to start that sentence over. Something felt off. Like, the kiss almost seemed a little more than a peck. And despite him telling me that she kisses all of her kids on the lips, it made me feel real uncomfy. Me too, girl.
Yeah.
I confronted him about it, and after a lot of pressing, ultimately found out that they have had an intimate relationship.
I did not.
Off and on for the last year or so.
Another word.
I thought you read it.
I did. I forgot.
You forgot.
It's getting worse.
They've been having the boom, boom, boom.
Okay, go.
Okay, sorry.
We told you it's quite the dilemma.
It is. I'm sorry. We're going to get through this one way or another, guys. Okay. He told me that they haven't been intimate in the last... Okay. I'm sorry. Rewind. This is so hard to get through. Okay. I confronted him about it, and after a lot of pressing, ultimately found out that they have had an intimate relationship off and on for the last year or so. He told me that they haven't been intimate in months, even before we met, and that it was more of a transactional relationship at the time. Apparently... We're not going to get through this, guys. It's wild. Okay. All right. She's like, keep going. Apparently, he needed a place to live and couldn't afford a place on his own. And she had just gone through a divorce and needed a roommate. Basically, he was helping his pseudo mom. Like, not his real mom, like his adopted mom, like a fake mom. Like somebody you meet. I don't know.
Make it any better.
I know. So basically, she was helping provide for him financially until he was able to get back on his feet, but there was this unspoken agreement of sexual obligations. After a lot of lengthy discussions, I have found out that he is 100% willing to break off all ties with her financially and all communication in order to continue our relationship. For background, he hasn't lived with her or been intimate with her since before we met. Do I continue the relationship and take a chance on who I think he really is? What? Or do I mourn the potential of our amazing start to our relationship and cut ties? I'm just feeling really conflicted.
Okay, all laughing aside, because I thought I forgot the pseudo part, and I was taking it as it says biological mother, and it just was getting worse and worse, and now I realize it's not his biological mother. I know I read this. It's my brain's not braining. Honestly, that's sad in a way, because, like, what if she's grooming him?
Well, I don't know. So I'm trying to, I have initial reactions to this, but I'm also trying to, like, summon the inner part of me that can see the other side. And I'm like, okay, what if the roles were reversed? So say this is, like, a young female and there's, like, a sugar daddy. Like, that's not really bad, like, you know, it's more well received.
Unfortunately,
than, like, the other way around, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's almost like a sugar daddy, but it's like a sugar mommy. like older woman kind of cougar situation.
The whole time you're reading that, I don't know why I misheard you say pseudo, and I was thinking his
real mom.
And then you said
that he was into, oh gosh.
transactional. I was like, what?
Yikes.
If you do the dishes, you'll get a
Chloe.
regardless. My first,
And your phone bill paid.
what? You want that Xbox? Which is sad. Okay, sorry, jokes aside, because that's traumatic for people. If we get canceled, we deserve it.
This one's like, I don't know, it's so like just wild though.
It
I'm
is
like
very
trying
wild.
to wrap my head around
This is
it.
probably one of the most wild ones that we've had so far. And in my mind, I'm like, girl, run, because something ain't right. But
Right.
also for him, and it can go for females too, it's like, is he being groomed? Like, where did he meet her? Is it a friend's friend? Is it an actual stepmom?
Yeah.
Is it like, was a stepmom?
And she kisses all of her kids on the lips. So
there's not
like,
an age where you stop doing that.
same thing with
I'm sorry, I'm going to say it now. There's also a time when you need to stop breastfeeding. If your
that
kid is
too.
5 years old, sucking on the tits.
I
no.
agree.
That's just a me thing.
But I'm wondering, like, is he the same age as like the other kid? Does he know the siblings?
That's what. Yeah. There's some details missing.
Do the other siblings know that he and the mom are hooking up? Did the ex-husband know that they were?
Yeah. Like,
hooking
is it a best friend that is like, oh, it's my mom. It's my second
Weird.
mom.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's like a sticky situation. Like, I understand he's willing to cut ties.
No.
Like, completely for
Maybe
her.
he's trying to get away from it. And that's where I'm saying maybe
He's
there's
like-
like a grooming situation, which is why we should not have been laughing. It's not funny. That was my fault. I think.
When she laughs, it's hard for me not to laugh, too. I'm sorry.
Because I did not hear that first part, and I just kept thinking, why is this getting worse and worse, and why is it with your own mother? Because, ew. And also, we're very tired right now, so we do apologize. That's also partial of the slap happiness. Ain't going to be the first time we get canceled. Anyways, I'll take blame. That's why to me, I just think of like, is it grooming? Does he really want out? Because it could be a situation where he's trying to get out. Maybe she's like blackmailing him in a way. I don't know.
Or maybe he just doesn't know. Like, maybe he's just really in a bad spot. Like she said, like, financially, he's trying to get back on his feet and he doesn't really have any other options. Like, maybe he really doesn't have a good relationship with his own family. So this is the only person that has, like, provided support to him.
And depending on when they've met, like, let's be honest, high school boys are like, oh man. Because when I was in high school, my mom worked at the high school in the cafeteria, and all the guys were like, oh, Brooke, your mom could get it. And I was like, huh? Like, that's disgusting. So it could have been something that started
way back when, like, he already had a crush on her, or
like, oh, I'm going to get with the mom, and then, like, the divorce happened, or whatever it may. Like, that's where I'm like, there's that information missing of how long have they known each other? When did that start? Because that could be a whole other weird grooming situation.
Yeah.
And kissing your kids on the no. Like,
I think
there's
that's
a
weird.
point when it stops.
I think it's weird to, like, if you have adult children, you shouldn't be kissing them on the lips. That's just weird to me.
No. If it
I know some
happens
families do
accidentally
it, but-
where you're like, you go in and it's like, I've just, never happened to me, but I've seen, in movies.
Wait, time out. I'm really sorry, but this is so funny because my friend came to work the other day and she's like, you guys, I accidentally kissed my mom on the lips.
Oh, no. But
She's like, I was mortified. She just said, like, we just hugged and I, like, went in.
Yeah,
I don't, she's like, I don't know what happened.
You go
like,
for the cheek,
Yeah,
and it's that awkward, like, who does it the most is, like, grandparents,
Oh, I
because
was just
they're
gonna say
already,
my
like,
grandma.
losing it a little
Yeah.
bit, unfortunately. So you're like, oh, bye, grandma, and then you're like, ah!
yeah.
Like that. Maybe
Yeah.
not your parents, unless it accidentally.
No, but I was
Or, like,
cracking
your
up and that was so
friends.
funny. Yeah. I mean, it happens, but, like, it
But
was
that's
a
like an
lingering
accident.
kiss
Yes,
because
that-
it was, like, not, she said it wasn't.
Was
just
the
a
girl
peck.
just standing there like this while they just full on made out? Like,
Are you really his mom?
we're not doing it.
Am I the girlfriend?
I'm not thruppling, and this is weird. There's so
No.
many questions.
I know. I would kind of feel just, like, awkward in the sense of, like, how long has the situation been going on? Like you
How
said,
long did it say how long that they were together for?
they've
like the
been
girl
dating,
that wrote in.
They've been dating for 2 months, it said.
See, it's still pretty
But
early.
they, like, the mom and him have not been together since before they met. So it's, but who's to say how much, like, was it like right when he met her, he's like, okay, like we're not gonna do it anymore?
I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me, but I just can't. I'm 32 and I couldn't date anyone or even whatever transactional, like they said. Like, max for me is like maybe 37, 38. Like, I just feel like there's no connection. You're two different ages. So, like, 20-year difference of that is really...
It's a lot. I mean, he's probably the age of her kids.
Well, yeah, because if there's a 20 years difference, and let's say that he's in his 20s and she's in her 40s.
Yeah.
That's just me, though.
And I also, I mean...
Like, that's a big difference. 20 years is a big difference.
It is. And I think there's something to be said, like I said earlier, about like the sugar daddy, sugar mommy like situation. Like maybe it was just because it was like he was in a tight spot, whatever.
Yeah.
But I also feel like my advice for this person is that you're starting out a relationship with a lot of drama. Like, this is a lot to process.
Is she going to be in his life forever?
Is he really going to cut ties? Is he just going to tell you that he's going to cut ties,
so he
but then he
financially
doesn't?
move in with you to have somewhere to stay?
Yeah, like, are you going to be financially responsible for him? Or, like, who's going to kind of pick up the pieces there? Because what if they have, like, a phone contract together or something, like... Like, is he going to get off of her phone contract and come on your phone contract? You've only been dating for 2 months. It just seems like a lot.
I would cut it off because I would think at the moment I saw that kiss, I would have been like, you know what?
Something's not right.
I'm going to go. I'm out.
I think it would just be too much.
2 months is not that bad.
No, and I feel like it's hard because she's like, do I just mourn the loss of the potential of what I think it is? And I'm like, I think at this point, like, you do. Like, I think you need to move on. I think you deserve better than
well, also
getting in this sticky situation.
But here's the thing too: is if the relationship was done before, or whatever you would call that, fleeing, whatever, was done when they met. They hadn't hooked up since before they met, but she met the girl, the lady, obviously to see this.
Why did they have to meet?
Yeah, and then the lady kiss.
Yeah,
that's like almost showing like I can still.
Well, why? Well, now I'm wondering because I'm like, why is the guy intentionally setting up the girl to meet her? And then
unless it's
why
like,
did she have? And he didn't come clean about it. Like, she had to dig it out of him.
So many questions. So many questions.
I don't know. This one's wild.
Our advice: you should just ditch the relationship, and just cut and take the loss. Our advice for him: you need therapy because something's not. And for the lady, you need help, and you need to be in a psychiatric unit or on a. I was going to say pedophile list or something.
Well, I mean, I do. There are like some women that
you don't
really
know
are
when
like.
age starts. You don't know, like maybe they met and it was.
Yeah.
Hey, this is my stepmom is my friend in college and we're 23 years old and.
I've just never understood why women that are like in their 50s want to hook up with somebody that would be their son's
You
age.
are robbing the cradle, and it is weird. I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back.
Yeah. I think it's what's the terminology when you're in love with your mom?
Disgusting.
There's something. It's like a Shakespearean word, and I forget what it is.
Romeo and Juliet.
No.
Oh. Lust. Sorry.
I can't remember it, but there is a word for that, and I feel like it's just not.
Yeah, something's
not right there.
And if to the guy, if this was not really what you wanted to do, or maybe it started out as like a little fantasy of yours, and then it turned into like, okay, I just wanted like to do it one time, and now it's being weird and like, and you
it's
are now trapped. Yeah, and maybe you are being groomed. I do apologize because you can still be groomed at 20-some years old, and you're like, and they're still older than you.
Yeah,
because that's like you or I get in a relationship with a guy who's like in his 50s or 60s and he's telling us all these things and you would be like, girl, red flag, what is going on with you? Like, do you not see that he is grooming you? Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
The things you're telling you is weird. It's weird.
And I feel like,
I'm sorry, I just have an age thing. It's just me.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of it out there, and like to each their own. I've just never been able to understand it really. And I also think,
no,
like having to do sexual favors for like money
It's
or like
weird.
financial support.
Sell your feet, dude, on a foot website.
Yeah, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Make
it.
an
If you're-
OnlyFans account or
if you're-
something.
Yeah, if you're gonna do anything like that, because then she's gonna have leverage on you. Like that's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
is he being blackmailed?
Yeah, I don't know. There could be a lot more to this story, but I just think that it's important for each person in the relationship to start out on the good foot. Like in his situation, he wasn't starting out being fully honest with her. He wasn't coming clean about like what was going on. Why did you want your new girlfriend to meet your mom that you've been hooking up with? Like it just seems odd to me. Like why would you put more drama in the relationship?
Weird.
Why, if you were serious about the girl, you should have cut things off. You should have figured it out. Like I'm
Weird.
sorry, cut ties when this is starting to get serious. If that was something that you were wanting to get serious with and you met this girl and you've been dating her for 2 months, you should be done with that mom and the financial part of it if you can be. Find a different way.
Our advice is run, girl.
I feel like there's just, okay, I'm going to bring it up again. The TikTok guy with the big red flag where he runs around with it.
Running. He started the video off running with 2 red flags.
Yeah.
And again, I would also like to apologize for me laughing at the beginning. That is just because I thought she meant his mom, and then I laughed because it got weirder. And if you want to cancel me, I'm too tired to care.
And if you know anything about Brooke, she laughs when she feels uncomfortable.
That is also true because it just, in my mind, was getting worse. And then you said transactional, and I just couldn't stop. I'm so sorry. I do apologize. Because, honestly, people that do get groomed like that is sad, and it's disgusting, and that's things that they're trying to, like, stop. But also, if this was not a grooming situation, and he enjoyed it, and then she enjoyed it, and now he's like, well, maybe I don't want to be with a 40-year-old or whatever age they are. Still gross.
Yeah. After 2 months, I think...
Cut your ties. You'll find somebody better that is not
I don't
banging
think
their stepmom.
You didn't lose out on anything.
I'm tapping out. Hannah's going to end this because I can't talk about this anymore because I think it's weird and it freaks me out. And I'm probably going to have nightmares.
We love you guys. Thank you. This has been an
Very interesting
episode. Sorry, it's a little out of our wheelhouse, I feel like. This is something that's just like we didn't really expect to come
ask, though, for any and all entries, and that is on us.
And sorry for laughing.
I do apologize. I seriously do.
We know this is serious. This is your life.
Yeah.
We are here to provide support, and
Maybe she's laughing along with us because she also is probably like, this is my life as a poop show. What is happening?
I mean, at that point, I would just be like, God, this sounds like a story, like a storybook, a movie. It does not sound like real life.
No.
It's crazy. Anyways, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, Dear Dilemma Official. And
We'll see you
again,
Thursday.
yeah.
And again, we apologize for laughing because I
sorry.
really feel like that was wrong. But
Even though we read that before, it was still like a shock to the system
I have
reading
not
it out
slept
loud.
since then, and I just, I did not take that.
Yeah.
I took that so.
Anyways,
far
girl,
left.
run.
Run.
Bye.
Have a good week. See you Thursday.